flipping through the newspapers, switching through multiple news channels, exploring different websites and online mediums for relevant news? Keeping up to date with important news is not only time-consuming but also requires meticulous upkeep of notes for thorough revision. With a limited period in hand and abundant resources to study from, do not let current affairs come in the way of your prelims success. Join the PT 365 program by Vision IAS and advance in your preparation for current affairs. Starting on 9th January at 5 p.m., this 20-day course offers comprehensive coverage of 1 year of current affairs in 60 hours. Join for improved knowledge with complete coverage of The Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, etc. Doubt-clearing sessions and mentoring for thorough knowledge. Access to Sandhan personalized test with 25,000 plus questions. Access to live and online classes for flexibility in timing. It's time to devote your energy to smart learning and not running. Enroll today and excel in UPSC prelims with a strong command of current affairs.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. India launches EFTA desk to strengthen trade and investment ties with EFTA nations. India achieves record 1.27 lakh crore rupees in domestic defence production, says Defence Minister. Sri Lankan Navy arrests 14 Indian fishermen from Tamil Nadu. Mass drug administration campaign for elimination of lymphatic filariasis launched. India reportedly introduces new harmonized system codes for GI-tagged rice. Expanding quality higher education through states and state public universities report released by NITI Aayog. In our first news for the day, India has taken a significant step to boost trade and investment relations by launching the EFTA desk. This initiative aims to strengthen business ties between India and the European Free Trade Association or EFTA nations. But what is the EFTA desk? This desk will act as a central point of contact for businesses from EFTA nations, offering market insights, addressing concerns, and supporting expansion efforts. This initiative is a crucial part of the India-EFTA Free Trade Agreement or TEPA, which was officially signed in 2024. Now, let's take a closer look at the key highlights of TEPA. This agreement includes a binding commitment of $100 billion in investments and is expected to create 1 million direct jobs over the next 15 years. Moving forward, the EFTA nations will eliminate 92.2% of tariff lines, benefiting 99.6% of India's exports. In terms of market access, India will gain full market entry for non-agricultural products, along with concessions on processed agriculture products or PAP. When it comes to services sector, TEPA provides new opportunities through various modes. The agreement allows digital delivery of services through Mode 1, facilitates commercial presence through Mode 3, and eases temporary stays for key personnel through Mode 4. Additionally, intellectual property rights align with the TRIPS agreement to ensure strong protection. Another key aspect of TEPA is professional recognition, covering fields such as nursing, chartered accountancy, and architecture. Furthermore, clear regulations have been established regarding rules of origin and trade remedies to ensure smooth trade operations and safeguard economic interest. Despite its many benefits, TEPA does present some challenges. The strict intellectual property rights or IPR rules could impact India's generic drug industry. Additionally, trade imbalances need to be carefully managed, especially due to high gold imports from Switzerland. Moreover, the lengthy 16-year negotiation process highlights the complexities involved in aligning the interests of both sides. Now, to provide some context, the European Free Trade Association or EFTA was established in 1960 as an intergovernmental organization consisting of Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland. Its primary goal is to promote free trade and economic integration among its member nations. Switzerland remains India's largest trade partner within EFTA, followed by Norway. With the launch of the EFTA desk, India is positioning itself for stronger trade relations and economic growth. This move is expected to unlock significant investment, create jobs, and enhance market access for businesses on both sides.
In a significant boost to India's defense sector, the country has achieved a record-breaking milestone of 1.27 lakh crore rupees in domestic defense production. This was announced by the Defense Minister while unveiling the much-awaited Aero India conclave in Bengaluru. Now, let's talk about Aero India, Asia's largest air show. This year's conclave is centered around the theme Bridge, building resilience through international defense and global engagement. The Defense Minister also revealed that our defense exports have surged by 30 times in the last decade. India's booming defense production sector is a testament to its self-reliance efforts. India's defense budget for 2024-25 stands at 6.21 lakh crore rupees, growing significantly from 2.53 lakh crore rupees in 2013-14. In terms of domestic defense production, India recorded 1.27 lakh crore rupees in FY 2023-24, marking a 174% increase from 46,429 crore rupees in 2014-15, with a goal of 3 lakh crore rupees by 2029. Defense exports have also seen a remarkable surge, reaching 21,083 crore rupees in 2023-24, a significant leap from 1,941 crore rupees in 2014-15. The target is to achieve 50,000 crore rupees by 2029. The USA, France and Armenia continue to be the key importers of Indian defense equipment. In a notable achievement, Made in Bihar boots have now been included in the Russian Army's equipment, further highlighting India's growing reputation for high-quality defense production. But why is defense indigenization so crucial for India? Well, there are several reasons. Firstly, it strengthens our sovereign military capabilities. With increased domestic production, India can avoid global sanctions like the US CAA-TSA while securing critical missiles and equipment. Secondly, it ensures readiness for modern warfare. A prime example is the recently launched Aditi scheme, which aims to develop around 30 critical deep tech and strategic technologies currently missing in India. Next, it positions India as a net security provider. Take, for instance, the BrahMos missile export to Philippines. This move has significantly enhanced India's strategic presence in the Indian Ocean region. And of course, there's the economic advantage. Defense indigenization is a key driver of job creation, innovation, and foreign investments, strengthening India's overall economic landscape. So, what steps is India taking to boost defense indigenization? On the policy front, initiatives like the Defense Production and Export Promotion Policy, Make in India, and the notification of the Positive Indigenization List are playing a crucial role. Additionally, the Innovations for Defense Excellence or IDEX program is encouraging new breakthroughs in military technology. Global collaboration is another critical aspect. The government has enhanced FDI limits, allowing up to 74% under the automatic route and 100% under the government route for investments bringing modern technology to India. And let's not forget other key initiatives, including the corporatization of the Ordnance Factory Board, the establishment of defense industrial corridors, and the Srijan portal, which promotes domestic manufacturing. With these strategic efforts, India is not only strengthening its self-reliance in defense, but also emerging as a major global player in military exports.
Moving ahead, in a recent incident, the Sri Lankan Navy has arrested 14 Indian fishermen from Tamil Nadu, bringing renewed attention to the ongoing maritime dispute between India and Sri Lanka. Recently, India's External Affairs Minister raised concerns over the recurring arrest of Indian fishermen with the Sri Lankan president. To gain some context, let's look at the background of the maritime dispute. This dispute primarily revolves around fishing rights in the Park Bay region and is rooted in violations of the International Maritime Boundary Line or IMBL and illegal fishing activities. The Park Bay, a narrow sea strip separating Tamil Nadu from northern Sri Lanka, is rich in marine resources, making it a contested zone for fishermen from both sides. Moving on to the Maritime Boundary Agreements of 1974 and 1976. Under the 1974 agreement, the island of Kachativu was placed on the Sri Lankan side of the India-Sri Lanka International Maritime Boundary Line. However, Indian fishermen were permitted access to the island for drying nets and participating in the annual St. Anthony Church Festival. This was further reinforced by the 1976 agreement, which delineated boundaries in the Gulf of Mannar and the Bay of Bengal. But what are the factors contributing to the dispute? One of the key factors is the traditional fishing practices of Tamil Nadu fishermen who frequently cross the IMBL due to historical fishing patterns. Additionally, fish stocks are being depleted due to practices such as bottom trawling, which is a fishing practice that herds and captures the target species like ground fish or crabs by towing a net along the ocean floor. To resolve the dispute, both governments have taken several initiatives. The Joint Working Group, or JWG, has been established to explore joint patrolling and resource management strategies. Furthermore, a humanitarian approach has been adopted, focusing on livelihood-based solutions to resolve fishermen-related issues. Technological interventions such as the use of GPS systems are being promoted to prevent unintentional crossings of the IMBL and encourage sustainable fishing practices. To conclude, while diplomatic efforts continue, a balanced approach that ensures economic security for fishermen while respecting international maritime laws is crucial. Moving on, a major step has been taken in India's fight against lymphatic filariasis as a Mass Drug Administration or MDA campaign has been officially launched. This campaign is a crucial part of India's strategy to eliminate lymphatic filariasis or LF, a debilitating disease that has long affected many in our country. Now, let's take a closer look at lymphatic filariasis or LF. It is commonly known as hathi paw or elephantiasis and is classified as a neglected tropical disease. It is caused by parasites, specifically nematodes or roundworms of the Filariae family. Speaking of its life cycle, the infection is usually acquired during childhood, although its effects, including hidden damage to the lymphatic system, may take years to manifest. It is primarily transmitted through infected mosquitoes. The disease leads to severe physical and long-term disabilities, including lymphedema, which causes swelling of the limbs, and hydrocele, which results in scrotal swelling. Now, let's understand what the Mass Drug Administration campaign entails. This initiative is spearheaded by the National Center for Vector-Borne Diseases Control or NCV-BDC under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The primary objective is to eliminate lymphatic filariasis from 111 endemic districts across 13 states by targeting the microscopic filarial parasites present in the bloodstream of infected individuals. To achieve this, the campaign follows a specific medication regimen. It includes two types of drug regimens: the double drug regimen or DA, which consists of diethyl carbamazine citrate or DEC and albendazole; the triple drug regimen or IDA, which includes ivermectin, diethyl carbamazine citrate, and albendazole. India aims to eliminate lymphatic filariasis by 2027, ahead of the Sustainable Development Goal or SDG target of 2030. To accomplish this, the government has adopted a 5-pronged strategy, which includes Mission Mode Mass Drug Administration or MDA, Morbidity Management and Disability Prevention or MMDP, Vector Control through Surveillance and Management, High-Level Advocacy, and Innovative Approaches. It is important to highlight the role of the National Center for Vector-Borne Diseases Control, which is responsible for the prevention and control of various vector-borne diseases. These include malaria, Japanese encephalitis, dengue, chikungunya, kala azar, and of course, lymphatic filariasis. Vector-borne diseases, as we know, are spread through bites from blood-feeding insects like mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas. The efforts of the NCV-BDC play a crucial role in reducing the burden of such diseases in India. In conclusion, with the launch of the MDA campaign, India takes yet another significant step toward eliminating lymphatic filariasis. The success of this initiative depends on active participation from communities, timely medication, and continued government efforts.
Moving ahead, India has taken a significant step in streamlining its rice export by introducing new Harmonized System or HS codes for GI tagged rice. This amendment to the Customs Tariff Act 1975 ensures that the export of these unique rice varieties can proceed smoothly without requiring special notifications from the Ministry of Finance. Moving on, let's understand what HS is. The Harmonized System or HS is a globally recognized product classification system developed by the World Customs Organization or WCO. It assigns specific 6-digit codes for different classifications and commodities, with countries having the flexibility to add longer codes for further categorization. Now, how is HS governed? It falls under the International Convention on the Harmonized Commodity Description and Coding System. The HS Committee, consisting of member countries, oversee its classification system and updates it every 5 to 6 years. Notably, HS is widely adopted, classifying nearly 98% of international trade and covering over 5,000 commodity groups. More than 200 countries implement this system. The benefits of HS are manifold. It provides a common coding method that helps nations organize and track products in global trade. Additionally, governments, international organizations, and private entities extensively use it for internal taxation and trade policies. Ultimately, it reduces international trade costs and supports economic research. Speaking of the World Customs Organization, let's take a closer look. Headquartered in Brussels, Belgium, the WCO was initially established in 1952 as the Customs Cooperation Council or CCC. It is an independent intergovernmental body dedicated to enhancing the efficiency and effectiveness of customs administration. The WCO focuses exclusively on customs matters, including the development of global standards, simplification and harmonization of customs procedures, trade supply chain security, and international trade facilitation. India, along with 185 other nations, is a member of this crucial organization, underscoring its commitment to a streamlined global trade system. In a significant step towards strengthening higher education in India, NITI Aayog has released a pioneering report titled Expanding Quality Higher Education Through States and State Public Universities. This is the first of its kind policy document that specifically focuses on states and state public university or SPUs. Now, let's delve into some key aspects of SPUs. These universities and their affiliated institutions account for more than 80% of total student enrollment in the country. They are established through state acts and funded by state governments, making them a predominant responsibility of the states. However, the report highlights several challenges that SPUs face across various parameters. Quality is a major concern, with poor research infrastructure, low R&D spending, outdated curricula, and faculty shortages hampering progress. To address this, the report recommends developing a national research policy, regularly updating curricula, and assessing teaching effectiveness to improve pedagogy. Moving on to funding. The report points out limited financial support for capital and operational expenses, along with a lack of fee autonomy. For instance, education spending by states has declined as a percentage of GSDP between 2005 to 6 and 2019 to 20. To counter this, the recommendations include increasing education investments to 6% of GDP, boosting R&D spending to 2% of GDP, and diversifying revenue sources through self-financed programs, alumni engagement, CSR initiatives, and public-private partnership or PPP models. Another critical area is employability, where outdated curricula and weak academia-industry collaboration pose challenges. The solution? Well, promoting internships, fostering industry tie-ups, enhancing skill training, and encouraging entrepreneurship. Next, let's talk about governance. High accreditation costs, lack of administrative autonomy, and opaque faculty hiring are major roadblocks. A case in point, only 38 SPUs featured in the top 100 institutions under the university category in NIRF 2024. The report suggests making accreditation more affordable, granting SPUs greater autonomy, and refining regulatory frameworks to improve governance. Finally, on the global front, internationalization remains a challenge, with selection criteria needing revision and underfunded research limiting international outreach. To bridge this gap, the report recommends prioritizing SPUs with strong infrastructure to attract international students and reviewing existing model curricula to align with global standards. Clearly, this report lays down a robust framework for enhancing the quality and reach of India's higher education sector. Now it remains to be seen how these recommendations are implemented to drive meaningful change in SPUs across the country. In today's Place in News, we turn our attention to Zambia with its capital Lusaka. A bilateral meeting was conducted between India's Defence Minister and Zambia's Minister of Defence during Aero India 2025. Now, let's take a closer look at Zambia's political and geographical features. It is a landlocked country and shares land boundaries with Tanzania to the northeast, Malawi to the east, Mozambique to the southeast, Zimbabwe to the south, Botswana and Namibia to the southwest, Angola to the west, and the Democratic Republic of Congo or DRC to the north. Moving on to its climate, Zambia experiences a tropical climate, generally with a rainy season from October to April. Its major rivers include the Zambezi River, famous for Victoria Falls, along with the Kafu River and the Luangwa River. Lastly, its highest peak is Mafinga Central, located in Mafinga Hills along the Zambia-Malawi border.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Solvent Extractors Association of India urged Centre to regulate the surge of refined soybean and palm oil imports from Nepal, citing rule of origin norms violation. South Asian Free Trade Area, the Free Trade Pact of SAARC, replaced the 1993 SAARC Preferential Trading Arrangement in 2006. India and the UK have initiated the second phase of the bilateral Aspire programme as part of the fourth India-UK Energy Dialogue. Accelerating Smart Power and Renewable Energy in India or Aspire programme is a bilateral initiative aimed at promoting clean energy transition and sustainable development in India. The government has revised certain guidelines related to the Market Intervention Scheme or MIS. MIS has been made a component of the integrated scheme of PM ASHA, and it prevents farms from distressed selling of commodities of various perishable agricultural or horticultural commodities. India's first indigenous automated biomedical waste treatment rig, Srilanka, was launched at AIIMS Delhi. Developed by CSIR NIIST or National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology, Thiruvananthapuram, it disinfects biomedical waste without costly incinerators. Doctors recently conducted a cross-blood transplant in a patient with a rare Bombay blood group. Bombay blood group is a rare blood group and it has the presence of serum antibodies anti-A, anti-B and anti-H, which can cause agglutination in all blood groups within the ABO system. BioLumpy vaccine, an LSD vaccine recently developed by Bharat Biotech and ICAR, got license from Central Drug Standards Control Organization. Lumpy skin disease is a viral disease that affects primarily cows and lesser buffaloes. It causes fever and nodules on the skin and can also lead to death. Researchers found a new quantum state in twisted bilayer trilayer graphene where electrons form a lattice but allow resistance-free edge currents. This could aid quantum computing as it offers stability against noise. Graphene is an allotrope of carbon and is the thinnest, lightest and strongest material. India and Egypt to commence joint military exercise Cyclone 2025 in Rajasthan. Participants include India and Egypt, and the objective is to enhance defense cooperation, improve interoperability, and share special forces skills in desert warfare. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description.